I'm Joanne from Hosted Holidays with Travel Counsellors, and today we're doing a lovely little short film about river cruising and why it's such a fantastic trip. And I've been joined today by the lovely Danny from Scenic and Emerald Cruises. We are a bit excited, I have to say, because we are actually in person, not on Zoom. So for us, this is a really big day. And you can also see Danny is very good. He's technically minded with an iPad. I'm old-fashioned with a notepad. So there we go. Anyway, hi Danny, how are you?
Hello Joe. Yeah, I'm really well, thank you. And like you said, amazing to meet in person.
It's lovely, it's lovely.
Really good. So yeah, thanks for inviting me along and Travel Counsellors.
No. You know, we're just excited for our clients to hear about river cruising.
Oh, good. Well, hopefully I can inspire them today, yeah?
I'm sure we will. Yeah. Sure we will. So I wanted to start by asking, you know, with river cruising, what is so special about it and why is it a really good choice for people to go on holiday?
That's a very good question. But let's start first and foremost, if I can. So Emerald Cruises, who we're going to be talking about today, is part of the luxury touring and cruising brand Scenic. So it started back in 1986 by our founder, Glenn Moroney. So we've got 35 years of experience this year, which is quite amazing. And Emerald Cruises was introduced back in 2014, which is amazing. So we've got 9 starships now, packed full of innovation, technology and design. Yeah, they are quite amazing.
Very nice.
I love them. Cruising all the main Rhine, Main and Danube rivers, the Rhone and the Somme, which we're going to talk about, the Douro River, and then the mighty Mekong. So yeah, so that was just a little bit of an introduction there. But what do I like about it? Where do I start? Do you know what? The perception when I first started, I must say, that it was for the older generation. Yeah. Completely wrong. You know, it has evolved and it's changing so much. But so the first thing is the different range of itineraries you can choose from, which is just immense, which is great. It's like mini city breaks, so you're stopping all the time, and this is what you will love.
Nice. Yes.
You will love the fact that you only have to unpack once.
Absolutely. Unpacking once is always good.
Yeah, it's amazing. So you unpack, you hang up your clothes and everything else, and the storage in our staterooms and suites is just amazing. Slip the suitcase under the bed and then forget about it.
And we do like a lot of storage, some of us ladies, so yeah, it's very useful.
It most definitely is. Not that I'm a lady, I've got my legs crossed, but no, so the other thing is a different port each day, so it's amazing, and you're stopping in the heart of these destinations, right in the heart of the village and the cities. So you stop 100 yards, you walk in, and there you are. Amazing. Which I absolutely love, so like mini city breaks. And as I said, some of these hidden gems within Europe, like Budapest, for example, Vienna, you know, I've opened my eyes to Central Europe, places that I didn't think.
Yeah, you might want to visit.
Yeah, exactly. So that's one thing I love. Passengers on board, you know, not crowded, 180 people max, going down to around about 80 or 90 on the Douro River, which is great. And because a lot of people say, well, are you bumping into clients all the time? Most definitely not. You know, we're docked up, they're doing the Emerald Active or Emerald Plus. Some of you are doing their own arrangements. They could be in the infinity pool in the back. They could be on the sun deck or dining. So, you know, there's lots of things to do on board. And as I said, our starships are packed full of innovation, technology and design. So there's so much to do and see. And obviously an opportunity to explore at your own pace. You know, should you not want to take one of the excursions, you can just go off and explore as well. So that's just a bit of a snippet. You know, there's many other things, but you know, it really has opened my eyes to a wonderful way of traveling. Yeah.
And I would say as well with river cruising, it is a bit like a tasting menu. So you're going to go and see all these beautiful cities firsthand, and then you might decide when you get back, actually I'd like to go back and do a proper city break in that city, spend longer there. So, you know, there's that aspect to it as well.
100%.
It's really, you know, a good way to do it.
2 places for me are Amsterdam, the cosmopolitan city of Amsterdam. Never been before, you know, and you know, there's so many different things, not what we think it's for, but you know, it's an incredible city, and I'd like to go back and explore Amsterdam. Budapest, you know, we spend a night there, admittedly, but it's just stunning, you know, and I'd like to go back and maybe do 2 or 3 nights there. But as you rightly said, Joe, it opens your eyes to some hidden gems in Europe. You know,
absolutely. So within Europe, well, within the world, which rivers have you cruised, and do you have a favourite river?
Oh, I've cruised, so 3 or 4 rivers now. They've all got their different good points. I loved Budapest to Nuremberg. I think because of 4 different countries, 3 capital cities. So you're cruising through, you know, the different parts, you know, in different countries, which is great, which is amazing, because, you know, you're injecting the different cuisines on board, and also, you know, the cultures as well, which is great, which we reflect on some light entertainment in the Horizon Lounge, maybe a folk band or something like that.
So
or
you
line
get them
dancing.
on, you know, when you're in that country, you'll get the entertainment on.
Yeah, or maybe in southern France, which we're going to talk about later, but it could be some wine tasting, cheese and olives and things like that. So that's part of the Emerald Plus. So we do inject that local culture, which is great, and bring that alive. So that's what makes that particular itinerary special from Budapest to Nuremberg, because, you know, you're experiencing that. The Rhine, for example, Amsterdam, as I said, down to Basel, the beautiful Black Forest. You know, it's a bit more of a fairy tale experience with those beautiful castles. You can imagine
the castles.
It's the castles, You can just imagine Rapunzel letting her hair down. You know,
he reads my mind.
But no, it really is just quite mesmerising. So that's brilliant and lovely. Yeah. But then, you know, the Rhone and the Saône, I've cruised down there with my parents and my husband. Again, it's absolutely steeped in history, the food and the wine, amazing, you know, it's renowned for it in France.
We do like our food and wine, unfortunately.
We do. But yeah, so they all have their different bits that I can take out and I say that I absolutely love, but yeah, I haven't got a favourite, to be honest with you. No. They've all got their goods.
So, what is the age demographic is the next one. We touched on it briefly, but I think, you know, it is getting younger. And as you said, because of the innovation on the ships, I mean, the pool turns into a cinema at night?
Yeah, most definitely does. So that's one of our fantastic innovations. So it's located at the rear of the ship. And it's 6 by 4 meters, so larger than your industry average. Yeah. And then of an evening, the floor comes up and it turns into a cinema. Yeah. So you can watch all your blockbuster classics there. Brilliant. So if you don't want to retreat to your cabin or enjoy the light entertainment in the Horizon Lounge, as I said, what a wonderful place to be. And those seats, Jo, I must say, are so comfortable. They really are. So, but, you know, it's just, as you said, the innovation on board, the technology, the design on our starships is absolutely immense. And that's why the age demographic is coming down, okay, most definitely. So we like to say with Emerald Cruises, around about 50 plus, 45, 50 plus. But bearing in mind, when I went in 2018, as I said, on the Rhone and the Saône, my husband and I were in our late 30s. On board, there was a lot of mothers and daughters, you know.
Yeah, so you know, good for multi-generational.
Multi-generational. As I said, those city breaks, you're stopping. But I think because of the style of our ships, you know, there's it's like a floating boutique hotel. You know,
that's what you want. You want something nice and you be looked after.
Yeah, you do. That's what we like. The nicer things in life.
Yes, we do. So with the excursions, you mentioned the Scenic Plus.
Yep.
And the Scenic
Active. You're getting it, Jo.
I'm getting there. So what would be the difference between those two?
Good question. So the Emerald Plus is, you know, it could be on board, it could be the cheese and wine tasting, or something similar to that. Also maybe like a city tour, you know, so the walking tours of Budapest and things. Whereas the Active program, again, this is good for all ages, but you know, the age demographic as well, is where we take them off hiking, biking, canoeing or something along that. Or the Active manager could be on board on the sun deck doing some yoga or on certain things like that. So
really good.
And they're both included and they're fully inclusive. Part of the exceptional Emerald value, you know, which we've won awards for. Yeah. And we do urge our clients to look online because we know they're very technically savvy now these days. They are. Especially through the lockdown, you know, they've had to be. But you know, to look at the awards, we've won the Cruise Critic Award for Best Value River Opera since 2015 to date. So really you know, and that says everything.
It does.
But no. Do Emerald Discover More, as well, which is an additional cost, which is where we'll take them a little bit further afield, probably a day's excursion. Yes. But that's an option for the clients as well. But the rule of thumb is, you know, we've got two included.
No, it's really, really good. And I say the food on board, exceptional.
Well, as you know, I've been working the luxury travel sector now for nearly 20 years, and you know, I've travelled the world with sandy lanes and all this, but I can honestly say, you know, on board, because you're stopping all the time, you're able to get fresh produce on board, And it truly is amazing. And like in southern France, which we'll talk about as well, you know, it's renowned for its cuisine and the gastronomic side of things, but just mind-blowing. It really is. In our Reflections restaurants, we've got the one restaurant which will serve a full buffet breakfast, buffet lunch, and then a full a la carte dinner.
Very nice. And accompanied by very nice wines too.
Most definitely, yeah. And also, sorry, the executive chef in France will come when we're in the Horizon Lounge, pre-dinner drinks, and the cruise director will give you an overview of what you can expect on a day-to-day basis. But the executive chef will come on and will showcase the dish he will be cooking that night. You know, and your mouth's watering.
Your mouth will be watering. Mine would be watering. Mine would be watering. Definitely, definitely. So we're going to give a little insight on a particular itinerary. And you know what you can expect to see and do, and on the places you'll be visiting.
So, as I said, Lyon, right the way down to Marseille. So this is one of our southern France itineraries, which is just amazing. So I'm going to give you a quick snippet of what you can expect. Okay.
Lovely.
So as I said, myself, my husband, and my parents cruise. So I think you're going to have a little interview with my mother later to give her a spin on things. And I haven't paid her. This is a true experience. But you can do it two different ways. You can go into Lyon, cruise up to Salon-de-Saône, and then back down to the Rhone and out of Marseille, or you can go into Marseille, join the ship in Eure, which we did, and then cruise up the Rhone, and then back out and fly out from Lyon. But we're going to look at this one first. So we're flying into Lyon, so up to 16 regional airports we offer. But what's really important and really key about this, Jo, is that there's no fly options.
No, which is really good, because I think a lot of people are very wary of going through airports at the moment and all protocols. So to be able to get on the Eurostar and then connect down to the south of France.
Which we can offer at Emerald Cruises. And you know, half the capacity of the ship when we cruised were no flights. So they got the Eurostar down.
And you have no baggage allowance.
No. So it ran through really, really good. So we flew into Lyon, it started in Lyon this particular, we cruise up the Salon-de-Saône, up to Bonn, which is steeped in history. And one of the wonderful excursions is we visit Hospice de Bonn. Now this was a hospital for the poor, but now it's one of Burgundy's most popular wine auctions. Put my teeth back in. And then, as I said, one of our Emerald Plus is a cheese and olive tasting on board as well.
Lovely.
Obviously accompanied
by the wine.
The local wines, So then day 3, you're back in Lyon, which is France's the third largest city in France, Roman capital, again steeped in history, and one of the gastronomic heartbeats of the country. Again, just amazing. Like, I'll go back to Lyon tomorrow. And again, another city break.
Another city break,
Another city break, because it's opened my eyes. We were there overnight, again, just amazing. So just to give you an example, Emerald Active, you can do a guided bike tour of Lyon, or you can do a guided walk of Lyon as well. Because as I said, the history there, it's not all about the shops and the little patisseries and things, the little streets. You know, there's a lot of history of Lyon.
Yes, there is a lot of history.
But it's amazing. So day 4, we're going to end in, we're going to Tournon, if I've said that right. A 16th century castle which overlooks a village, iconic landmarks, and ancient watchtowers as well. So the history, little cobble streets as well. And what I can remember about this is it was lined by these beautiful umbrellas from those streets.
Were they hanging up?
Hanging up, in
the street.
Vibrant colours, and as the sun came through, it was just mesmerising. It was really, really special. So Emerald Plus, wine tasting on board again.
It
Emerald,
is
it is. And then guided tour of the vineyards as well, the Emerald Active. Also 2 Emerald Active actually in this particular town, a guided ports of Galan as well. So and then, as I said, all your meals are included, breakfast, lunch and dinner. Day 5 in Viviers, again a middle-aged flair here, which one of it also hosts one of France's oldest cathedrals as well, so the history is just immense. Emerald Active, you can do a hike of Viviers, and also there's other walking and talking tours as well.
Are the guided tours, the guided tours, are they local guides, or are they guides that you have on board the ships?
They're local guides, but you know, their English is amazing, you know, but they're local because they know the destination, they know these towns and villages inside out, you know, and their knowledge is immense. It really is.
because I just think it brings a city to life.
Most definitely.
If you have a guided tour, and I always recommend those to people because you will see things you would never see if you were just wandering about on your own.
Yeah, most definitely.
So really good.
So then day 6 in the stunning Avignon, which is the Celtic beginnings of the residence of the Pope and the French Revolution. It's got the Pope's palace there, and you know, again, just absolutely amazing, the history. The fact the Pope's been there as well was quite, I just pinched myself, you know, if you're into that, but it was just amazing. But again, so like the canoeing excursion in Avignon, so for those who've got a bit get up and go in them. And then also a guided tour of Avignon as well. And then day 7, last but no means least, in Earl, which is amazing. That's why I said we started in Earl, which hosts the second largest amphitheatre in the world.
Wow.
Yeah, which again was just absolutely amazing. And we do an included excursion, a guided tour of the arena as well. So that's included.
Excellent.
But this is another place where my parents and I and my husband, we just sat in a little patisserie, had some coffee, and just people watched. And you know, it is typically French. I know we're in France, but you really want to feel that. You can smell the freshly baked bread, you know, and all the patisseries and everything else, and it does feel like that, you know, because sometimes you feel it's a bit cosmopolitan.
Yes, you can.
But you know, with this particular, the places we stop is just mind blowing. And then unfortunately, you have to say goodbye to your newfound friends, and then off you go,
Off you go.
from Marseille. So, but again, you know, flight options are available as well from there. But no, so that's just a bit of a snippet of what you can expect.
Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, it's stunning, and it's been in southern France, so the weather's good. You know, from April right the way through to September. Yeah. So it's really, really good for that. Respect as well. So
no, that's brilliant, Danny. Thank you. Well, I hope that's whetted your appetite for river cruising. And you know, if you want to have a chat with us, or you want to get in touch, you can at hosted.holidays@travelcounsellors.com. And we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you very much, and goodbye.
Thanks for having me, Travel Counsellors.
Thank you. Bye. Now I am here with Leslie, who is Danny's lovely mum, who was on the cruise in the south of France with them on the Emerald Liberté. Now, I understand, Leslie, you had a lovely panorama balcony cabin, and what was special about it?
Oh, I'd recommend it to anybody. The windows go up, and as you're going down the river, you see all the views. It's just amazing.
Really
fantastic.
beautiful.
It was beautiful.
Really
made our day.
Oh, and what was your favourite port on that? Or did you have a favourite port, or were they all lovely?
Well, Lyon is so wonderful, isn't it?
I've not been lucky enough to go to
Lyon.
Lyon.
You should go. The history and everything, the little streets and the shops. Oh, did I do some shopping? Wonderful.
So there we go, ladies. If you don't want to do the excursions, the shopping is very good. I heard Leslie came back with many bags.
I did.
Yes. So, and what about the food on board?
Oh, absolutely amazing again. Well, obviously we had breakfast, lunch and dinner.
And I hear you had a celebrity chef come on.
Oh, it was amazing. I think I got about 10 autographs. But and the nice thing is that it's not overloaded with people. So you've got loads of room and space. The food, I couldn't fault it. It was absolutely amazing.
That's brilliant. So as you can see, at the moment, to have lots of space is what, you know, a lot of us like at the moment, but the chance to go away as well. So I just want to thank Leslie. That was brilliant. And it's just to have somebody else's insight on it rather than ours.
Oh, I'd recommend it to any. I can't wait to get back on it.
I think we're all desperate to travel. Yeah. And that's it. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Leslie.
Bye.
Built specifically for our cruises through southern France, the Emerald Liberté mirrors the effortless sophistication and beauty of the French countryside she navigates, offering authentic experiences of the rivers Rhône and Saône. The standards of service, attention to food and knowledge of wine you'd expect in France will be sewn into the very essence of the Emerald Liberté, providing an onboard experience comparable with world-class boutique hotels. Travelling between Lyon and Avignon, the Emerald Liberté will explore culturally rich and enigmatic cities before dissecting the wine regions and charming Mediterranean settlements of France. With a capacity of 132 guests and a series of cutting-edge amenities, the Emerald Liberté represents the next generation of river cruising. The suites and staterooms are beautifully appointed, providing an oasis for rest and relaxation. The hugely popular Horizon Bar and Lounge has been added to the Emerald Liberté, providing a wonderful after-dinner retreat. Partake in your favourite digestif from the well-stocked bar, or help yourself to complimentary tea and coffee throughout the day. The Mediterranean climate enjoyed in the southern reaches of France provides the perfect opportunity to enjoy the open-air amenities of the sun deck, where you'll find a large area to sit back and relax or enjoy a barbecue with new friends. Or if you fancy a dip, then head to the indoor pool with its retractable glass roof, so you can enjoy the gentle river breeze as you complete a few pre-breakfast laps. On your Emerald Cruises journey through southern France, you can look forward to romance, history and some spectacular scenery as you cruise through the beautiful Provence countryside. This region is also famous for its unique cuisine, and we're proud to announce that we've enlisted the culinary expertise of local chef Fabien Montreal to create a special dinner experience for all our guests on one night of your cruise. Fabien was a finalist in the French TV show Top Chef, and now is a local restaurateur who specialises in cooking that showcases the Burgundy and Provence region's most delicious produce.
For me, it's a very good opportunity to work with Emerald because I can show to the people the cuisine from the south of France. Not the French cuisine. Cuisine from south of France is the best in the world. They are coming to discover something, and I prefer give them something more original and typical from south of France.
This gourmet culinary experience can be enjoyed on all cruises departing between Lyon and Arles on board our Emerald Liberté starship, and is included as part of our Emerald Plus programme. The Rhone and Saône wind their way past mountain ranges, wine estates and thousands of years of culture. A cruise on these remarkable waterways offers you a chance to experience all that Burgundy and Provence have to offer. Lyon is where the Rhone and Saône rivers meet. Here you can explore the Presqu'île, the historic heart of the city where the wide boulevards bring together Roman, medieval and Renaissance architecture. Here you can also see La Place Bellecour. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is well worth a visit to see the huge statue of Louis the Great. Up on the hill overlooking the rest of the city is the Basilica Notre-Dame de Fourvière. Take the funicular up and marvel at this incredible combination of Romanesque and Byzantine architecture. If you're looking for couture rather than culture, you'll find designer boutiques and shops around La Place des Jacobins. For a small extra charge, you can walk the streets of Pérouge. Just a short drive from Lyon, this medieval walled town is like stepping back in time with its perfectly preserved medieval timber-framed houses and Renaissance architecture. And don't miss the chance to sample a galette de Pérouge. Made with brioche flour and topped with butter and sugar, this famous and distinctive sweet treat is unique to this town. A short trip up the Saône is Beaune, the wine capital of Burgundy. Here you can visit the Hospice de Beaune. Its flamboyant Gothic architecture houses a museum that honours its history as a place of healing and medicine. Originally built as a hospital and refuge for the poor, it welcomed its first patient in 1452 and amazingly remained open till the late 1970s. Today it's regarded as the symbol of the Burgundy region. You'll sail south onto the Rhone. One of the true highlights to a trip on this river is Avignon, and standing proud in this historic city is the Palais des Papes. This is the largest Gothic palace ever built and was once the centre of power for the Catholic Church during the 14th century. Explore the streets and at every turn you'll see hints of the city's proud artistic heritage. Take the weight off after all that exploring in Place Pied and enjoy a coffee. And for the foodies, you can pick up some local Provençal specialities in Les Halles d'Avignon. A short trip down the Rhone, you'll sail right into the heart of Arles. Sometimes referred to as Little Rome of the Gauls, this compact city has history around every corner of its winding streets. The famous Les Arènes Amphitheatre was built in the 1st century and is still used to hold events today. The Roman influence is evident in the squares and streets, with obelisks and statues dotted about. For art lovers, Arles offers a unique opportunity to see the locations that inspired some of the world's most famous artworks. Van Gogh lived in Arles in the late 19th century and produced over 200 paintings during his time in the city. As you wander the streets, you can walk in the footsteps of Van Gogh and and see the places that inspired him. A trip on these wonderful rivers offers you a chance to really experience all the flavours that make France so special. And what better way to travel on the Rhône and Saône than from the deck of the Emerald Liberté. Slowly flowing towards the Mediterranean Sea, the Rhône cuts a serene path through the heart of France. This region is famed for its varied landscapes, shifting cultural influences and delicious Provençal cuisine, which await you at every stop on your Emerald Cruises journey through southern France. You'll visit Lyon, a city with wide modern boulevards spread out from the grand squares bristling with boutiques, shops and culture around every corner. Discover the Old Town, where the narrow cobbled streets and courtyards are lined with Gothic and Renaissance architecture. And be sure to try one of the city's famous bouchons, home-style restaurants serving seasonal local dishes. Avignon offers a unique glimpse into the past. This city was once centre of Christendom in the 14th century, and the pristine Pope's Palace still sits proud at its centre. As you cruise through Provence, you'll arrive at Arles, most famous for being the source of many of Van Gogh's masterpieces. Explore the streets and see the same locations that he captured on canvas. As you relax on the beautiful Emerald Liberté, what you'll experience is a journey through the heart of a region famous for its food and wine, unique cultural flavours and ancient history, and where time moves at a more gentle pace.